All right, so let's move on over to Yieldly a little bit. Did either of you get a chance to read what they wrote?
Yep.
All right,
It's
so
just their new updated, well, their roadmap to migrating over to Teal 5, which actually I've been waiting for. I've been
Teal
of
wondering
five is
course,
dope.
of
when were the
course,
initial contract pools going to be swapped over, which it's, to me, it's good news. This is bullish.
yeah, this is
It's
great news.
yeah,
For
it's kind
those,
of back to why I was excited for Yieldly in the beginning. And I'm glad I did. Obviously, hindsight's 2020. If I would have saw that this big a dip, maybe I would have sold off some Yieldly and bought back in. But I'm glad I didn't panic sell. Like I said, I still remain bullish with not only the auto compounding and just each of those pools being moved to TL5, but it just gets them back on that what they can focus on doing what they were going to be, which
Yep.
is a place that anyone can come, stake your tokens, stake your LP, and earn yield.
yeah,
Yeah.
for those that are listening that haven't been keeping up with the information, Yieldly just announced that they're upgrading their pools from Teal 3 to Teal 5. They're also announcing that there will be no more algo prize game. That'll probably end in the next couple of weeks. And
Let's
this is,
break
of
down
course,
teal five real quick because a lot of people that's technical. Teal three is like we manually got to compound and account for things. Teal five, y'all, is it does it by itself. Look at the Akita pool; it just gives it to you. Go ahead, JT.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Of course, there's more built into Teal 5, but for what
Mm-hmm.
the user experience will be for Yieldly, you basically nailed it on this head. So yeah, of course, we're not going to have any more algo prize game, and that's partially because of the governance rewards and the
I feel like a
prize.
little pump would want me to say shout out to Dina.
Well, oh,
DENA, if y'all don't know. It's the one who
yeah,
won like what, seven of the no loss
7 out of
prize
yeah.
drawings?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Lucky, 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 right? Not so lucky because you're a whale, but I mean,
Right.
but yeah. So there's going to be no more Algo prize game, and that's going to be replaced with a Yieldly Algo LP pool, which is going to be pretty exciting. The Yieldly to Yieldly pool is migrating from Teal 3 to Teal 5, of course. So that's going to be an auto compound pool, which is super exciting. What else do we have? We've got more partner LP pools coming similar to the XET and the Akita pool that they have going right now. There's going to be a bunch more LP pools coming in the future. They also announced community staking pools, which will utilize governance, and users will select new ASAs for these staking pools, which is pretty exciting. And they announced, which gets back to our discussion on rug pulls earlier, a fair distribution pool or fair distribution pools, which are ways for new projects to fairly distribute their tokens to the community, which is great because as of right now, I mean, we saw with Weblin, or I believe it was Weblin, they airdrop tokens. And then those tokens were already on the decks before they could launch, so everything just got really messed up.
That was just yeah.
It wasn't a fair distribution at all. Plus, they also started selling and or rebalancing at the same time. But regardless, if you have a much better way to distribute these tokens to make sure that there aren't whales in the beginning that can just absolutely dump on these people and so forth. I mean, I think that's a absolutely great thing because you do see some of these projects on tiny charts that have 80, 90, 95% holders, and like the top 10 or top 20 holders hold like 90% of the project. So that's certainly not a good thing because even if the project manager itself doesn't rug you, one of those whales could certainly rug you.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. The whole rug. Yeah, the whole rug conversation is just a tough one because it's just like
Yeah, I feel like this
always
also.
like yeah. Go
Go ahead.
ahead. It's just no. I'm just like people. Just if y'all listening, please. It's your money that you're working for, which means it's your time and energy. Do
Yep.
more time in studying than you do in shilling out your money for these shit coins. Like that's what I'm hoping that y'all do for the whole ecosystem's sake.
Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah,
agree more. Go
yeah. What
for
I
it.
would
Go for
say
it.
with Yieldly moving to Teal 5, and just a lot of this is, and this is also where interoperability would will help the whole ecosystem because right now there's not many. A lot of people are saying like this. I think here in a few they're only going to have like what, three staking pools running, and then obviously you have the two LP pools, liquidity pools that you have that are on Yieldly, because with the no loss lottery going away, you'll still have the NFT prize game, so those aren't leaving. And then other than that, you have three pools that are, right now going to be the ones going on for the longer period of time. But outside of that, it's like which tokens would you really want to be staking your Yieldly to earn, other than either a more Yieldly, more
Yep.
algo, and I see a lot of people in the chat are talking about Yieldly and Opulus getting back together.
Yeah.
Opulus would be
I
another
saw
one that
that. Yeah.
would
Twitter.
stake for. But you know,
Obelisk would be
I
the
wouldn't
best for me, in my opinion.
yeah, if I had to choose, I'm not going to be choosing these, you know, new projects that don't have anything out, you know, no project out and no real substance to owning the token. It's, you know, it's kind of like what a lot of people said with Opulus. You know, there's no use case. Well, if Opulus doesn't have a use case, then why would you be, you know, aping in or getting excited about some of these other ones? So I'm excited to see how they really bring in help maybe get exposure to some of these with the fair distribution and how they help some of these projects that are starting out have a better, I guess, start. You know, kind of like we saw maybe with like Choice Coin or ARCC and stuff like that. Because you didn't see as big rugs there.
Yeah, they Choice Coin and ARCC were tough ones. Cause the APY was great to look at it, but the price kept cutting in half.
Yeah, and I also think there's still tons of good tokens out there, like Headline. I mean, we still have. I would assume, you know, AlgoFi has their bank token that'll be coming out. I don't know when, but that's one.
Here's the real question: what I have for people is like, what is your time horizon with these coins? Is it 6 months, 2 weeks, 5 years? You know, so that's something to consider. I feel like when you're doing these staking pools, your strategy, or like, what are you doing with those rewards? Some people would be like, I roll everything in the algo, and I think that's a smart move because that's the whole underlying asset of the whole ecosystem. So I think that's, you know, something to consider.
Yeah, anybody, I mean, this isn't financial advice, of course, but anybody in the Algorand anybody in the Algorand ecosystem, Algorand should be your biggest bag. Like it's you shouldn't have unless you're in a situation where Algorand was your biggest bag, but you made a great bet on something else and then like on an ASA and then that somehow became your biggest bag. In that case, you probably should take some profits and roll that back into Algorand and make Algorand your biggest bag. But in all reality, these tokens, most of them are not that useful. I mean, and even the ones that are useful are complete speculation that they're going to be good in the future and that they're going to thrive in the future. So, I mean, unless you're short,
kill them.
oh, for sure, and regulation could hurt plenty of these tokens. So, I mean, unless you're a trader, your biggest bag really should be Algorand. Or if you're really bearish, your biggest bag should be cash. But
right. Oh shit, you don't lose money with this cash.
Well, I mean, you can lose money if your token's dropping 90% like Opulus has.
Right.